I hate Nancy Pelosi. I hate Nancy Pelosi with every fiber of my being. I cannot, emphasize that enough to you. I really hate Nancy Pelosi. She's incredibly not progressive. She is extremely conservative. Her position on impeachment has been really bad as of late as well. For this whole time, she hasn't done it until now. The impeachment inquiry has started. Obviously, you guys know she's not for Medicare for all. She's really terrible. I mean, she just sucks in every way imaginable, point blank. Now, I guess in Texas' 28th district, you might know a candidate by the name of Jessica Cisneros. She is running to unseat Representative Cuellar over in Texas. If you don't know about Cuellar, apparently he's got an A rating from the NRA, and he's also anti-choice as well. So keep that in mind. But let's hear Botox Queen here, who looks like a fucking ancient-ass dinosaur. Let's hear her thoughts on her whether or not she's endorsing Cuellar or if he's endorsing, Jessica.
Will you have a friendly incumbent rule heading into this election cycle so that if any incumbent Democrat in your House is challenged in a primary, that you will default to endorsing the incumbent Democrat?
That's absolutely. That is the easiest question you could ask.
So Henry Cuellar is in the audience, Congressman Cuellar from Laredo, who is here and as a challenger in the primary. You are a Henry Cuellar endorser.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm very, very proud of Henry's work in the Congress, and I'm proud to support.
What does that even mean? What are you proud of? That doesn't even make sense. That you're proud of his A rating from the NRA? The NRA is, like, unironically, apparently a foreign agent at this point, too. So keep that in mind as well. Obviously, they're bribing the president as well, and they're a horrible organization that obstructs any basic common sense gun reform possible. So you're supporting an incumbent because he's an incumbent. Do you know how stupid that is? I believe, if I'm not mistaken, and correct me if I'm wrong, I believe AOC endorsed Jessica over Cuellar as well. So she had came out with that, I believe, if I'm recalling correctly here. But as you can see, ancient dinosaur Botox Queen here clearly has no coherency whatsoever. Just imagine having I don't know, principle of like, I'm just going to support the incumbent because he's the incumbent. Why? Why would you do that? That's incredibly stupid. But, it's the establishment. That's what it is. The establishment doesn't want to unseat its Democratic members, especially even the conservative ones. They don't really care. Jessica Cisneros is way better than Henry Cuellar. I mean, obviously, she's an actual progressive. But how could you even, pretend to be a progressive and care about anything? Especially when you're talking about, the NRA. That issue is so much more mainstream with the Democrats than something like Medicare for All is, for example. It's such an easy opinion to be held with Democrats that it's like, wow, you can't even care enough to be like, yo, this person has an A rating from the NRA, and is anti-choice, anti-reproductive rights, and you're going to support him over a real progressive. And he's also, I believe, funded by a bunch of rich-ass people, just like she is. Well, I don't even know if she needs to be funded by rich people. My understanding is she's worth like $100 million. Or some crazy amount, 30 million, something like that. That's what happens when you get super rich, man. You get out of touch with people. You get a lot of plastic surgery. And it's just terrible. I mean, I hate Nancy Pelosi with every fiber of my being. She's the worst leader we could possibly have. She is not a progressive at all. She does not have progressive ideas. She is obstructing the party and moving forward in its progressivism and doing anything, literally anything. At this point, honestly, I think AOC with her, sort of rookie flair would be better as a leader in the House than Nancy Pelosi would. And I really have no doubts about that whatsoever. But I have a special level of hatred. There's some people who I have a special level of hatred for, that being, Mitch McConnell, Donald Trump. Nancy Pelosi falls into that, Benjamin Netanyahu. Nancy Pelosi falls into that. I have a special hatred for Nancy Pelosi. And this is why. This is it's an example of why.